Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to talk about 12 habits or tips that I have used when starting, or if you're on your way, months in, on your GLP-1 journey, that have helped me to successfully lose and maintain 50 plus pounds. I've been maintaining for over 2 years now. I'm still on a GLP-1. And these 12 things are going to make or potentially break your success. I personally think that they will make you more successful, but if you don't do them, they could get in the way of you being able to lose and be able to maintain long-term that weight loss. So let's get into the 12 things. Number 1, I recommend weigh yourself every single day. I get it. I know there's controversy out there. I know certain people are saying let's just do once a week, not every day, once a month. It's triggering. It emotionally gets to me, and there's reasons or justifications as to why. So let me explain why you should weigh yourself every day. I was someone that did not weigh myself for decades. I was the person that would go to the doctor and once a year, and when I had to get weighed, I would either turn around, I'd close my eyes, I would tell the person weighing me, do not tell me my weight. I do not want to know. Kind of got me into some trouble. Not knowing is not good because I knew it was going to emotionally trigger me. So I've been there. I get it. I decided when I started this weight loss journey to lose weight and maintain that I needed to weigh myself every day. And I needed to detach my emotions from what the number on the scale said. And I think it's really important because we're collecting data with that number. There's no emotions with the scale. It's almost like it's talking a different language, and you need to learn what that language is for scale language. And you want to be able to see the fluctuations. You want to be able to see how different foods or salt or water intake or lack thereof affect your day to day. And then you're going to look at the trends over time. So it becomes more of an awareness tool. And if you can learn to disassociate your feelings, it will tell you a story. And it helped me so much. And I am so glad that I started to weigh myself every day. And it wasn't easy at first, I'll be honest. I had emotions. It doesn't happen overnight. If I, ate really well and I was in a calorie deficit, and then the next day I weighed and the scale said I was the same, or I was up, I was not happy. Not in the beginning. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But I had to learn to talk myself off that shelf or the cliff. I had to self-talk positively and say, well, I did all the things that I was supposed to do, so maybe there's just something going on that I just don't know about. But over time, the trend is it goes down. It's not linear. It's never going to go down the entire way all the time. It just doesn't work that way. So I think it's really, really important to weigh yourself every day. And if you're someone that gets emotionally triggered, or you can't do it, or you don't want to, ask yourself why. What would happen if you did weigh yourself every day? What would happen to you mentally and emotionally? What would happen if you could look at that number and not get triggered by it, but just learn from it? Because I think, at least what I did, I didn't want to weigh myself back in the day because I knew it would say a number I didn't like, or if I ate something that wasn't part of my plan, or whatever the case may be, like, I knew it was going to show on the scale. And I think that's happened. A lot of people, they hide from it, right? Like, you put your head in the sand and I don't want to know, but it's going to be there anyway regardless. So I think it's really good to learn from it. Okay, so weigh yourself every day. I still weigh myself every day, even in maintenance. Do I have to? Probably not, but I enjoy it. I like seeing where the number is, and it keeps me in check. And it's not like I have, when you hit a goal weight, that's the weight you're going to be every day. It doesn't work like that because your body's always fluctuating. I can fluctuate up 5 pounds. So if my maintenance weight is around 113, I've been as high as 117. And I've been as low as, well, I mean, in my weight loss journey, I did hit 110 or something like that. But I have put on muscle since then. So that's another thing. If you're putting muscle on, the scale may not change, or it potentially could even go up, but your body might be shrinking. So keep that in mind. I absolutely recommend weighing every day. Look at the trends, look at the data, you'll see where you're at, you'll be able to reflect and make smarter choices for yourself and be more aware. Number 2. Yes, my melon was barking. Number 2, take progress photos. Take those photos in the beginning. I know you don't want to. I didn't either. I made myself take some of the photos that I show. I forced myself to take them because I knew that this was it. This was my starting point, and I was never going to look like this again. And I would want to have those photos to look back on. So take the photos in the beginning and continue to take them. What I ended up doing, and I still do this today, every single morning, and it may be a little obsessive, but I'm not like crazy obsessive over it. I take a photo every single day. Every day in the mirror, I just take a photo. It's just become another habit. I don't really see like a lot of change, but I am looking for muscle change now, muscle definition. So that's what I'm looking for now. And when I look back at pictures, then that's when I really see the difference. So when you are 2-3 months into your journey and you know you've lost weight, but you're like, I don't see it, because you're not going to see it every day in the mirror. But when you look back on your pictures, that's when you do those side-by-side pictures, you're going to go, oh, now I see it. So please take pictures, force yourself, put it on your phone, put it in a folder. No one else has to see it. No one else has to ever see it if you want, but it's for you because you want to be able to see the progress that you're making. Number 3, take measurements. This is also really important. I also took measurements right from the beginning, right from day one. Again, I knew that I was going to never be that size again and that I was going to progress and get smaller. So I forced myself to take those measurements. And so you want to take your waist, your hip, your chest. Those are definitely the ones to look for. I also took thigh measurements and I took my neck as well. My neck actually shrank a lot, which is so weird. I didn't take arm, but I know obviously my arms have gotten a lot leaner because I could really see the difference. So sometimes the scale doesn't go down, but your measurements will. And I know it's kind of strange, but it happens. So really important, take the measurements, take the pictures, weigh yourself daily. There's all different ways of seeing the change that happens. All right, number 4, get a bathroom scale that Bluetooths to your phone. I love this feature. Now, the scale I have does do the body fat and all of those different statistics. But the most important one is the weight. And I like the fact that it's on an app and it just automatically goes right in there and I can look at it and see the trends. I think that's really cool. Now, just keep in mind also, if you do get a scale that tells you your body fat and the muscle and the bone, all that stuff, it's highly, highly inaccurate. The most accurate for body fat and all those things is really an autopsy. That's when you're going to get 100%, and we don't want to go there. The next best thing would be a DEXA scan, which I've gotten, and there's error on that as well. Not a huge amount, but there is error, but it is the gold standard when it comes to that. So I also recommend getting a DEXA scan. I wish I had done that from day one. I didn't. I got a DEXA scan after I had hit my goal weight when I had started, I was building muscle. And at that point I'd hit my goal weight and I really wanted to see what my body composition was. It's never, too late to get a body composition, but if you get one in the beginning of your journey, it may be a little uncomfortable to get that body composition, but it's so much invaluable data to have, because when you start losing weight, you'll really be able to see, am I maintaining my muscle? Am I even building my muscle? How much is my body fat percentage actually going down? It is really, really cool. I've done a couple of body DEXA scans. I'm going to do another one as well because I just really like the data on it. I actually bought a DEXA scan for my husband because he's looking to add muscle. And I said, you know what? Go get your body composition, because after 6 months or a year, if you consistently work out and keep building muscle, how cool would it be to really see how your body's changed, how much muscle you've added? So he's actually going for a DEXA scan very soon, and I think it's going to be really cool to see the changes there. Number 5 recommendation: when you're starting a GLP-1 or you're already far into your GLP-1 journey, track your food. Track your food, measure your food, weigh your food, get the measuring cups, get the measuring spoons, get a kitchen scale. I can't emphasize this enough, how much change this has helped me to track everything. And it's really easy. It's not that hard. I thought it was going to be hard. I thought it was going to be very restrictive to do it. But I've actually found that tracking and weighing and measuring gives me freedom, because I know what I'm doing. I know how much I'm getting. And I know what's healthy for me. And I know when I was losing, I know I was in a calorie deficit, or now I know I'm hitting my protein and I know I'm hitting my maintenance. And if I go over a day, that's okay. I'm under another day. So it really provides more freedom, and I don't find it restrictive whatsoever. When I'm out to dinner or if I'm on vacation, I loosely track. So I kind of guesstimate on things because I don't really know. I think it's pretty good with portion sizes and things like that, because I've really been able to eyeball things now. So I kind of loosely do it. But when I'm home, I weigh, I do all the things. Again, it's just another habit, and it keeps me where I'm at, and it gives me my sanity back. To be where I'm at right now and maintain for the first time ever is liberating. So I find it very, very helpful. If you are stuck and you're not able to lose weight, or you're in a plateau or whatever, and you're not tracking, you don't have the data to go back to. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know how much you're getting. Are you eating enough? I know there's some people out there that are eating 800 calories. That is just not enough to sustain you. Or if your hair's falling out, well, there might be a reason you're not getting enough calories or nutrients to do that. And you do need a certain amount of food to function. The other thing that happens when you're not eating enough is your energy levels will plummet. You will be fatigued. You'll be really tired, and you won't move around as much. Just that normal pacing, hand movements, toe tapping. You're just going to want to sit on the couch all the time. And that daily movement, that neat activity, that actually burns a lot of calories. This is another reason why sometimes when people start to eat more, all of a sudden they lose weight, because they're just moving around a lot more. They don't even know it. It's unconscious movement. And all of that movement burns a lot of calories. So you really want to keep your energy level up, keep those calories burning. So I think that weighing, tracking, measuring is really, really vital for that awareness, because you want to be aware. The folks that don't want to track are the folks that don't really want to be aware of what they're eating, because they know they're not eating the right things. That's my take on it. Number 6, and I know you've heard this before, but it's well worth saying, is prioritize protein. Because I see people who don't do that. When I mean prioritize protein, it means whenever you're going to have a meal or a snack, and this is what I do, I first think, what's the protein I'm having? Is it going to be chicken, salmon, steak, burger, turkey, eggs? What's the protein? That is number one, whether, or a protein bar, or protein shake, although I'm not big into the protein shakes. And the protein bars I love, but I try to not have those every day if possible, because I really like to focus on the real food. But the protein is first, snack or a meal. And then I'll fill in with vegetables, and then I'll fill in with the starchy carbs after that for whatever is left for my macros. But I want to hit my protein. That is number one. And when you focus on that, it will also keep your appetite smaller because protein fills you up. Plus, it'll help you build your muscle or maintain your muscle. And it is the number one thing that you really need to be focused on. The people that don't hit their protein, from what I have seen, they don't prioritize it. They'll eat other things first, and then they have a hard time eating their protein. So I find it, and I've always found it, once I started focusing on protein, pretty easy to hit at least 100 grams a day. You can hit 100 grams. That's not a problem. 100 grams of protein, 4 calories a gram, that is only 400 calories. So think about it. I probably eat 100 and probably an average 120 grams of protein now. So almost, 500 of my calories are that, and then the rest are filled in with fats, and which usually come along with the protein. And then, there's still calories and vegetables, and then your carbs after that. So I think you can hit your protein, and definitely focus on that, especially in the beginning, and make that a priority throughout your life. Number 7, and this one is pretty important, and if I had done this from day one, probably would have been a little bit more successful, but I did it probably about 2 months into my journey. So again, I started GLP-1 in September 2022. So by November, this is what I did. I ditched alcohol and added sugar. I know for some of you out there, that's really hard to do. But especially if you're in the over 40 crowd, ladies, the alcohol is not helping us. I wanted to believe that we could keep it in. I used to drink a pretty good amount in my 40s after I was divorced and I was single and I was going out, and it was fun. It was so much fun going out with friends and on dates and things like that. But the reality is the alcohol, it's not helping. It's actually inhibiting fat loss. So alcohol has 7 calories a gram, right? So when you think about it, carbs and protein have 4 calories a gram. Fat has 9 calories a gram. Alcohol has 7 calories a gram. And when you're drinking, your inhibitions go down, you're more apt to eat more as well, because you're like, I can have those chips and dip and all like the fried foods and all the things. And it's going to make your journey uncomfortable as well. It does not do well. GLP and alcohol, they don't really mix too well. It's going to give you GI distress, more than likely. And your body will prioritize getting the alcohol out of your system before it does anything else. So if you're not seeing weight loss and you're drinking, that's why. Because it's metabolizing the alcohol. And it is not going to touch your fat stores, not until that alcohol is gone. So if you're really serious about losing weight, getting healthy, get rid of the alcohol. Just completely get rid of it, 100%. Even if it means weaning yourself down. Have an end goal, track how much you're drinking, see how many calories you're taking in, see how that's affecting your weight loss. Look, if you want to, alcohol, once you hit your goal weight from time to time, it's probably not a problem. Your body can metabolize it a lot easier. But when you're post 40, you're perimenopause, menopause, your hormones are like all over the place. Alcohol is not our friend. And the GLP-1 does make it a lot easier, I think, to avoid it. And I have not had any alcohol since about November of 2022. Will I have it ever again? Maybe. But right now, I haven't. I don't need it, don't want it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I like the way I feel now, so I might never have it again. But I'm never going to say never. But right now, I'm not. So that's the alcohol portion. The added sugar portion, similar. It is similar. Added sugar and all of that insulin spikes, all the things that it does, and it can trigger cravings. I know it does for me. So for folks that are on a GLP-1 that are still getting some cravings, watch the sugar, because that can absolutely do it. You know, the pastries, the cookies, the cakes, the ice cream, or whatever. I'm not somebody that could moderate things like that very easily. If you're someone that's like, I can have one cookie and be good with it and not want any more, my hat is off to you. More power to you. I'm not that person, so I'd rather just like not have it. Again, I'm not telling myself I could never have this again. I might. I probably will one day. But for now, I'm okay with it and I'm comfortable with it, and I don't find it restrictive. I find it actually, it gives me freedom to not have this added sugar, not have that pull, to not have that chocolate or cake or ice cream calling my name, because it certainly used to call my name, and it was easy to ignore during the day, but come nighttime, I couldn't ignore it. So I love having the freedom, and it also helped me to get to where I am and to maintain where I am. So consider that as well. Number 8, very, very important as well. Strength train and track your steps. You want to strength train. Don't ignore this. It's really important. You want to maintain your muscle, and you want to even build it if possible. Even maintaining is building, because, you know, after the age of 40, we start to lose a certain percentage of muscle every single year. So if you're even able to maintain at that point, you're on the plus side of things. Muscle, keep this in mind. Every time you work out, you move a muscle, you make a muscle, you do a pull-up, or you do a push-up, or you do a squat. The muscle is squeezing, and it's pulling in the glucose from whatever is circulating in your system, and it's utilizing that. So when you eat, your muscle is like soaking it all in like a sponge, and that's a really good thing. So it's not going to go to your fat stores anymore. It's going to use it. So you want to continue to build that muscle. Plus it makes you look good, right? Like you look a lot better, you feel a lot better, you feel strong, you're going to be mobile, you're going to be able to do things as you get older. You're not going to be one of those older people who falls down and can't get up again. And I know people like that. I have family members where they joke around. Older family members, they'll joke around that if they sit on the floor, they need help getting up. They cannot get off the floor by themselves. I think that is so sad. I will never be one of those people if I can help it. I will do everything in my power to remain independent my entire life, because I don't want to depend on anyone. So that is another reason to strength train. Plus, it makes maintenance so much easier when you get here, and it will contribute to your weight loss, and it will just make you look and feel better. So I think it's vital to do it. And also track your steps, because getting in all that daily movement, really, really important. And I think it absolutely helps weight loss and maintenance as well. When I look back, my step count used to be like 2,500 a day. And now I've been shooting for over 10,000 a day, and I've hit 15,000 more recently. I've been hitting 15,000 steps a day for a long time, and it's just become more natural. It's just a part of my day. So I get a lot of steps in, intentional steps in the morning, but then I end up just moving around a lot more during the day, and I could pack in like another, 2, 5, 7,000 of unintentional steps, and it helps a lot. I think it's a huge, huge help in being able to lose weight and maintain. So track your steps. Another data point. Look, if there are days when you don't hit it, the next day you do hit it. But I think it's really important, again, for awareness, and it's super healthy on your cardiovascular system. Walking is cardiovascular. If you want to do some sprints and stuff, that's awesome, and that's really helpful as well. But just walk, just get those steps in, and wherever you are now, add 2,000, and then just kind of try to build on that and just be more intentional about getting up and being more active day to day. Number 9, hydration, super, super important. You want to keep getting that water in, so continue to drink and be intentional and track it. I used to track my water in the beginning for probably, 6 months or a year. That is one of the things I don't track anymore because I know I hit my water all the time, every single day. The one thing that I also will do is electrolytes and salts. Because if you're drinking a lot of water, but you're not getting in enough salt or electrolytes, you might not be keeping the water. You might not actually be keeping that hydration in your body because you need those electrolytes to keep it in. So that is something I think in the supplement department that is really, really vital. And I didn't know that in the beginning. I wish I did, because it helps with fatigue. And I was really, really, really tired in the beginning, the first few months. And once I started adding in salt, literally changed my world. Salt, electrolytes, life-changing. Number 10, plan your meals ahead of time. This sort of falls into tracking, which I didn't mention before. With the tracking, I put my meals in ahead of time. I don't put them in after on the tracking. I plan things out and I put it into my tracker, my Fitness Pal, which is the version I use, a free version. There's lots of them out there, but I do it in the morning. I'm like, I know exactly what I'm having for my breakfast. I know what I'm having for my lunch and my dinner. If it changes a little bit, that's fine, but it's all planned out there. My macros, my calories, I know exactly what I'm doing for the day. So plan your meals out ahead of time, because if you don't plan, you're just going to grab something out of the refrigerator, or you're going to be more spontaneous when you go to a restaurant or do takeout, and you're going to probably get something that you didn't intend to get. So plan. It may seem like more work up front, but it really isn't. It's a lot more work when you don't plan, and then you have weight gain, or you're not losing weight, or you don't know what's going on. That takes a lot more work. So plan your meals out, plan to make extra at home in terms of meals, and you will be planning for much better success. Number 11, I got 2 more. Number 11 is your mindset. And this is also super important because it's going to become discipline is going to trump motivation. When you're in the beginning of your GLP-1 journey, you're like super motivated. You're like, yeah, this is going to work, or I hope it's going to work, and I'm really motivated to start. And that's great. And that's like a little fire that gets you going, but eventually that fire does go out. And so you're not going to have to, you can't rely on the motivation that's going to get you through there. I'm not always motivated to do all the things that I'm doing. Definitely not. I have motivation from time to time. More times than not, I'm not motivated. There are definitely days where I am not motivated to work out. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm this, I'm that, I'm in a bad mood, whatever. But I'm going to do it because it's part of my habits, and I've strengthened up my mind. I've strengthened my discipline to do this because I know I'm going to feel better. I know mentally I'm going to feel better. I know the next day I'm going to feel better, and making the right food choices and mastering my mind and setting aside my feelings, because you don't always feel like doing something, but you're going to do it anyway. It gives you more discipline, and the more times you practice, the better disciplined you're going to make yourself. And that will leak into everything in your life. You'll then become more disciplined in whatever it is. Once you start practicing that muscle of discipline, it helps in every aspect of your life. So mindset is really, really, really important. Mastering your mindset, working on it, working on the self-talk that you have. And there were days, years and years ago, my self-talk was really, really bad. And I finally realized it wasn't helping me to be so negative about myself. and I just stopped doing it. I told myself every time I would have like a bad thought about myself or negative, I needed to put up like a blaring red sign in my mind and just stop. And so I've been working on my mindset for years and years and years, but for this leg of the journey and forward, I'm still working on it because I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm still evolving and figuring out like what works for me, what doesn't work for me, how can I do this better? And I can't emphasize that mindset is very, very, very critical. It's your perception of yourself or how well you're doing or what your success rate is. And, you know, somebody could lose 3 pounds on the scale and one person's going to be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I can't believe I lost 3 pounds. And the next person's going to be like, I only lost 3 pounds. And they're going to be super negative. So it's like how you frame things and what your mindset is, it can make or break your journey completely. So really think about that. All right. The last one, number 12. And this one I started doing about a year ago. And that's getting outside. Get outside more. Get into the sun. I try to get and see the sunrise every single morning because getting the full spectrum of the sun in your eyes and on your skin is very important to set your circadian rhythm. It helps you sleep better at night, and it actually helps to regulate your appetite. There's a lot of research out there. Even if you take a meal outside in the sun, your insulin spikes are much less than when you're inside in the artificial blue light. So I try to take meals outside whenever I can. I try to get as much sunlight as possible. Even in the shade, you're going to get the sun, you're going to get the spectrum. Even outside right now, I have an umbrella up here, but the sun is still coming in and that spectrum is really, really healthy for you. And again, if you can get that sun, it's energy for your body. And when it helps to regulate your appetite and when it helps to regulate your circadian rhythm and helps you to sleep better at night, when you're sleeping better at night, you're losing weight. You're less stressed. It's the bow that ties everything together. So I try to get as much sun as I can. I see the sunrise every single morning, even in the cold. I'll stand outside with a coat on and my hat, and even if it's for 10 minutes during the winter, and I'll get that sunrise in. So these 12 habits, not only did they help me to lose 50 pounds and gain muscle and strength, but I continue these 12 habits every single day, and they have helped me to maintain where I'm at right now for over 2 years. I don't ever see myself getting away from these 12 things. I think they are so crucial, and I hope that if you're starting your GLP journey or you're already in your journey, that I hope these things have helped you out as it's helped me. You'll struggle a lot less. You'll have more success by doing these 12 things, and you don't have to do them all at once. Try one of the things and then incorporate something else. Once you've mastered one, try something else. And when you master that one, add a third one in. The medication, the GLP-1, is so powerful, and it's life-changing. But the work also has to be done to pair with it, to make it more powerful, to really optimize it, and to see the results that you want. So if you found this video helpful, comment below. I would love to hear from you. Give it a like, subscribe, hit the alarm so that you always know when the next video is coming. I'm so glad you're here. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.